Hi friends, my name is Akash. In this video, we would be solving few quants questions from various topics that are asked in CAT exam. The questions would be initially shown, followed by my video explanation. If you struggle anywhere, feel free to pause the video and comment below the video. I would surely look up at all the comments and respond to them to the best of my ability. Okay, without further ado, let's start with the question. So this is our first question, which is from the topic quadratic equation, and we are given equation and we have to solve for x. This is a little unconventional question. What people usually try to do here is they try to square both sides and then they end up with a biquadratic equation and then they try to find the roots. People, this is not a standard biquadratic equation and it would be quite tough to find both the roots over here. So how do we do this? Okay, so approach is a little unconventional. So let's start with the question. So let's put a equals 5 and try to rewrite our equation in terms of a. So the equation becomes a minus x is equal to a minus x square. Since if we are trying to write this equation in terms of a, it is ending up in biquadratic equation. So what another approach we can follow is we can square both sides. So let me square both sides over here. A minus x, a square, plus x to the power 4 minus 2ax square. So what we can do is the power of a square is 2. So we can generate a quadratic equation in terms of a square. So let me write down it. So a square is the first term. Then this a comes over here with a negative sign. So minus, let me take a common. It is 2x square plus 1. And this x also comes over here with a positive sign, plus x to the power 4 equal to 0. Now what we can do is try to write a in terms of x. So let's try to solve it using standard quadratic formula. Okay, so a is equal to minus b, so minus of this, so it's 2x square plus 1 plus minus under root b square 2x square plus 1 whole square minus 4. A is 1 here, let me write that down. A is 1 here and c is x plus x to the power 4. Okay, upon 2 times the coefficient of the a square term, so that's 1. So let's try to solve it from here. Now if we open this term, so what we are getting? We are getting 4x square whole square, so that's 4x to the power 4 plus 1 plus 4x square 2ab minus 4x to the power 4 divided by 2. So a is equal to 2x square plus 1 plus minus 4x square minus 4x plus 1 upon 2. Now if you look at the discriminant, it is a perfect square. So let me write that down. 2x square plus 1 plus minus. You can check that this is the perfect square of the expression 2x minus 1 whole square divided by 2. Okay, so let's go to the next page. Okay, so we were having, just a minute, let me arrange it properly. So we were having a is equal to 2x square plus 1 plus minus square root of 2x minus 1 whole square divided by 2. So let's cancel out the square root and the square. So we get 2x square plus 1 plus minus 2x minus 1 by 2. So a is equal to 2x square plus 1 plus 2x minus 1 by 2, or a is equal to, so we have opened this plus minus, first we have taken plus and then second time we will take minus, 2x square plus 1 minus 2x and plus 1 divided by 2 again. So a is either equal to 1 and minus 1 cancels out, so 2x square plus 2x by 2, or a is equal to 2x square minus 2x plus 2 divided by 2. So a is equal to x square plus x, or a is equal to x square minus x plus 1. Okay, so we have got a in terms of x. Now what we can do is we can substitute back the value of a, which was 5. So our equation becomes x square plus x equals 5, and 5 equals x square minus x plus 1. From here we would be getting 2 roots from this equation and 2 roots from this equation. Let's try to solve both. Okay, let me draw a division. So this is x square plus x minus 5 equal to 0. Now we could solve this using quadratic formula. Let's first solve this. X is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square. B is already 1, so 1 square minus 4, a is already also 1, and c is minus 5 upon 2a. A is 1 over here, so 2 times 1. Okay, so okay, let's first solve this only. So x is equal to minus 1 plus minus under root 1. This minus and this minus becomes positive, so it becomes plus 20 by 2. So x is equal to minus 1 plus minus root 21 divided by 2. So these are the first two solutions. Now let's find the two solutions from this equation as well. So x square minus x minus 4, this 5 comes here with a negative sign and we are adding 1, so we get minus 4, which is equal to 0. So if we use quadratic formula now, so x is equal to minus b minus of minus 1, b is this coefficient, plus minus under root b square. B square is minus 1 whole square minus 4ac, minus 4 times a is 1 and c is minus 4. So this whole term is called c, divided by 2 times a. A is the coefficient of x square term. So x is equal to 1 plus minus, this is 1 square is 1, and minus 4 into minus 4 becomes plus 4 becomes plus 16. So this becomes plus 16 divided by 2. So these are our next two values. Now, since we have squared, let me take you back from this equation. To get this equation, we have squared the equation. So at last, we would have to check if the roots satisfy the original equation or not. Okay. So what we have to do is, since we have squared the equation, we would have to check which of these four values satisfies the original equation. 5 minus x is equal to 5 minus x square. This was the original equation. Let's check that. See here. Okay. So now we know that this is the square root function and the range of the square root function. So the result of this function is always greater than equal to 0. So this function should always also greater than, this function output should also be greater than equal to 0. Okay, so we check. Let's take first value. This value, if you would put in terms of x over here, so we will get something positive over here, and since over here x is, let me write the approximate values as well. So the approximate values over here are -1 plus root 21. Root 21 is about 4.5 ish, and -1 is -1 plus 4.5 divided by 2. It's equal to 3.5 divided by 2. So x is equal to 1.7 ish over here, and also minus 1 minus 4.5 minus 5.5 divided by 2 minus 2.7. So it's something around this value, and let's calculate this value as well. So 1 plus root 17. Root 17 is about 4 because root 16 is 4. So root 17 is, you can take the value as 4. Okay, so 1 plus 4 divided by 2. This value is 2.5 ish, and 1 minus root 17 divided by 2 equals 1 minus 4 divided by 2 equals minus 3 divided by 2 equals minus 1.5. Now let's check each value. So we have 1.7. If we put x is equal to 1.7, this becomes a positive quantity. Okay, people remember, this is a square root function. The resultant of the square root function is always greater than equal to 0. This is how the square root function is defined. So we have got this value as greater than equal to 0, and then we have the second value, 5 minus x square. So we check if this value is greater than equal to 0 or not. So 5 minus x square, x we have taken 1.7 in our first case. Okay, let me write it down. Okay, let's take the values. X is equal to 1.7 ish. Okay, so this value becomes greater than equal to 0, and let's check the left value. This is LHS, this is RHS. Let's check the right hand side. This becomes 5 minus 1.7 whole square, which is also greater than equal to 0. So this value x is equal to -1 and plus root 21 by 2 satisfies the original equation. So it is the root of the original equation. Let's check for the second value over here, minus 2.7. 5 minus, so this becomes square root of 5 minus 2.7, so minus becomes positive, so this value is greater than equal to 0. But over here 5 minus 2.7 whole square, this value, if you take the square of even 2.5 is 6.25. So 2.7 is going to be greater than 5, to be greater than 5. So this value will come out to be less than 0. This will be less than 0, not equal to 0. This will be less than 0. So the left hand side is greater than 0, greater than equal to 0, and the right hand side is less than 0. So this value of x is not satisfying the original equation. So we reject this value over here. Okay. Let me write the next two values on a fresh page. Okay, let's try to write it over here. Okay. So the two remaining values were, let's check them. These values 1 plus minus root 17 by 2, which were roughly equal to 2.5 and minus 1.5. So let's check these values as well. The original equation was square root 5 minus x square is equal to, okay, so this was x over here, square root 5 minus x is equal to 5 minus x square. So let's check the value 2.5 over here. So this will be, let's put x is equal to 2.5. This would be about 5 minus 2.5, which is greater than equal to 0. And let's check the left hand side, 5 minus 2.5 whole square, which is 2.5 whole square is about, let me write over here, 2.5 whole square is about 6.25. So this value is greater than 5. So this value over here is less than 0. So since the both side LHS is not equal to RHS for the value of x equal to 2.5, so 2.5 x is equal to 1 plus root 17 by 2 is not a solution to our original equation. Let's check the final solution over here. X is equal to minus 1 minus root 17 by 2, whose value was equal to 1.5. So let's check the LHS over here. Square root of 5 minus, okay, it was minus 1.5. 5 minus minus 1.5 is equal to 5 minus 1.5 whole square. Okay, so this is about 6.5. This minus minus becomes positive. This is greater than equal to 0. And let's check the left hand side, let's check the right hand side as well. This becomes 5 minus 1.5 whole square is 2.25 around. Okay, so this value is also greater than 0. So x is equal to 1 minus root 17 by 2 also satisfies the original equation. So what we have found is, out of these four values, which four values? Let me write them down. X is equal to minus 1 plus root 21 by 2 comma x is equal to minus 1 minus root 21 by 2 comma x is equal to 1 minus root 17 by 2 and x is equal to 1 plus root 17 by 2. Out of these four values, the first value x is equal to this minus 1 plus root 21 by 2 satisfies the equation. This satisfies the equation. This does not satisfy the equation, original equation that we got in our question. This also satisfies the equation, and this value, this final value of x, does not satisfy the original equation. So the solutions for x are 2. X is equal to minus 1 plus root 21 by 2, or x is equal to 1 minus root 17 by 2. Okay, 17 by 2. So this is our answer.